Hello and welcome. Hey, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be looking at M1 Finance. Now more than ever, individual investors have so many brokerage options available to them. And with all of those options, how do you choose which one to go with? So today we're going to be looking at one of those. If you're not familiar with what a brokerage is, it's basically just a place where you can buy and sell investments like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds. And with the advent of app-based platforms like Stash or Robinhood, investing has never been easier and more user-friendly for the common man like myself. M1 Finance is another one of those app-based platforms, but with a really unique twist in what they call their pies. And I'll get into more detail later in the video what the pies are, but it really sets M1 Finance apart from all the other platforms. And it's what I believe make them one of the best platforms to use, period, to invest in. Now, of course, there are some downsides, and we're going to get into that right now. So I've been using M1 Finance now for the last 2 or 3 months, and prior to that, Schwab was my primary brokerage, which I still think is a great place to put your money. But after using M1 Finance, I'm going to be making that the main platform that I put my money to invest. I mentioned earlier that M1 Finance uses what are called pies. And what this is, you can think about it as a pie. It's just a way of allocating your portfolio. So you select what you want to invest in, you select the allocation that you want, the percentage, and M1 Finance automatically invests that allocation. Now, if you're new to investing, that might not sound groundbreaking. It might sound cool, but who cares, whatever. But no other platform does this. It's all manual. So for example, with Schwab, I've got 5 index funds that I invest in, and I've got an allocation that I want, but I have to manually set that allocation myself. So it won't automatically invest 25% in the S&P, 25% international, et cetera, which isn't that big of a deal, but it's just much more hands-on than most people want to be with their investments. Whereas with M1 Finance, totally set it and forget it. So we'll go into the app here right now and take a look. All right, so what you can see here is this is my portfolio, and there's only about $1,000 in it right now. But like I said, I'm planning on making this my main investing platform because I think it's so cool. So you can see I've got 3 different portfolios. One is like my high risk individual stocks, and that is, I've changed it around. So right now it's 25%. Then my dividend portfolio or pie is 25%. And then diversified is going to be 50% of my total portfolio. So I'll take you into each individual one here. But so if I click high risk, it takes you in. And you can see here at the pie at the top, these are the different slices. And if I scroll down, you can see the different companies that I'm invested in. So right now I'm a little overweight on Tesla, but you can see I've got 12% Tesla, 10% in Apple, etc. Once I set this, say I put $100 and I say invest, it automatically disperses it among that allocation. You cannot do that with any other platform, and that's what makes this so cool. So if I go back, let's take a look at the more diversified portfolio, and none of these are recommendations. This is just what I find that worked for me. But so this is my what I'm calling the diversified portfolio, which is a little more like index funds or ETFs. So you can see here I've got 40% of this portion of the pie in the total stock market, Vanguard's total stock market. And then I've got some small cap international real estate. But what's so cool about this is all of the pie, all of my portfolio is broken out into these 3. And I can set up within each one how I want to allocate it. And then within the whole thing, how much I want to allocate to the diversified, the dividend, the high risk. And you can set as many of these as you want, which is super cool. And you can see here I've only got 20 cents in cash, but this will automatically invest when I add money to it. And I've got it set up for recurring monthly, so it's totally automated. So if I click here, you can see auto invest. So if I click this is another huge benefit. I can set a minimum. So if my account balance goes over that amount, so right now I have it set to $24, but I could say if it goes over $100, it will automatically invest. So not only will it automatically allocate my portfolio, but it will also automatically invest the cash. So I don't have to do anything. And let's say I say I want to have $25 in cash. So let's say we'll set auto invest for let's say we'll say $100. I want $100 in cash. So I'm going to continue. Now, the next time $100 gets deposited into my account, it will automatically invest and automatically allocate. And that is the coolest thing. And you can set, as far as like transferring money to and from your bank account, if you go to transfers and go to rules, and you can set schedules. So you can see I've got one for $30 weekly and then $125 monthly. You can set this to whatever. You could do biweekly. You could do $500 monthly. Whatever you want. I'm a big fan of automating your finances, and M1 Finance, I think, does that the best, better than anyone. I mean, Schwab, Robinhood, Vanguard. You can't do what you can do with M1 with any of these other ones. I mean, sure, you can set up a great portfolio with some of these other options. No question, they're not bad options at all. But what you can't do is fully automate your investing, which leads me to the downside of M1 Finance. Because it's really meant for long-term investors and automating your finances, which is great for most people, it doesn't give you as much control as you could with, say, a Robinhood or a Schwab, because it's not as good for individual investments. Let's say Apple dips, right? Let's say you're invested in Apple and Apple stock drops, and you're an investor and you want to buy more into Apple because you believe that drop is a good deal. You can do that with M1 Finance. You can buy individual stocks that'll overweight your portfolio. But what'll happen is when you do that and you deposit money the next time, it won't invest any money in Apple until the allocation balances itself out. So if you're looking to buy stocks at a certain price, or you don't want to buy above a certain price, so let's say Apple goes above, Apple stock price hits $140 and you don't think it's a good buy at $140, so you don't want to invest in at that price point. With M1 Finance, you don't get that option. It's just going to keep buying it regardless of the cost, because it's automated, which is great if that's what you want. But if you're using, let's say, like a Robinhood, you can buy as much as you want below that price, and well, unless it's GameStop. But you can buy as much as you want below that price, and then just stop buying and not buy any more again until it drops to your target price again. The lack of control with M1 Finance is a problem, and this is why it's not my sole. It's become my primary, but it's not my sole investment platform because of this reason. I'd much rather use like a Schwab or Robinhood for the individual stock purchases that I want to make, where I don't want to continually invest. I want to buy at a certain price. There's no reason why you can't use multiple investing platforms. And in fact, I would definitely recommend that you do that if you're into investing into mutual funds as well as stock picking. Use multiple platforms, because different platforms are good for different purposes. So along the same lines of a lack of control, another limitation of M1 Finance is that they only trade in 2 windows during the day. So once at 9:30 when the market opens, and then another time at 3:30. And that 3:30 window you can only participate in if you sign up for M1 Plus, which is a paid membership that M1 Finance offers. This isn't much of a concern if you're a long-term investor, but if you are more of a trader, or you're looking to get a specific price, let's say, Exxon is down and you're looking to snag that quickly, M1 Finance is not going to be the best for that specific thing. But if you're just looking to buy into an index fund, or a certain stock or stocks and dollar cost average in that case, then M1 Finance is a great option. So that begs the question, who is M1 Finance really for? And I know that's what you're looking for, right? M1 Finance is going to be great for that investor who is casual, or really just they don't want to worry about it. You want to set it and forget it. You don't want to worry about the technical details of, I want an S&P 500 fund and an international and small cap and this percentage, and I'm going to have to manually allocate it every couple months. If you don't have to deal with that, M1 Finance is going to be great for you. You can set it and forget it, and you're good to go. They also offer Roth IRAs, so if you're looking for retirement option, M1 Finance is great for that. Who is this not for? So if you're looking to make short-term investments, so if you're looking to trade, you're more of a trader. If you're looking for more short-term investments and trading, then M1 Finance is not going to be for you. You're going to want to look more at Robinhood, maybe depending on how these lawsuits end up, or Webull, or Schwab or Vanguard, something like that, to do your individual investing and trading. That's going to give you the freedom and flexibility that I think you're looking for. And there's really no reason why you couldn't have multiple brokerages. You could use M1 Finance for a portion of your portfolio that is maybe more broadly diversified, ETFs. M1 Finance did not offer index funds. They offer ETFs, which is roughly the same thing. So if you're looking to put maybe a more diversified portfolio into M1 Finance, set it and forget it, don't worry about it. And then the stuff that's a little more hands-on, like the individual stock trading, you could use a Webull. All right, we have reached the end of this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you have a better idea as to whether or not M1 Finance is the right platform for you. Like I said, I personally absolutely love it, and I plan to make it my main investing platform. But I do use a couple other platforms that better suit my needs for areas where M1 Finance is lacking. So please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite investing platform is. And thanks for your time, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.